We are going to start with news that President Moon Jae-in has spoken with his Chinese and Japanese counterparts. He affirmed that he is on the same page with Xi Jinping, that the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula is their key and common goal. During his talks with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Moon made sure to inform him that there's serious public discontent in Korea over a controversial deal struck with Japan some 18 months ago. That said, the Korean president said Seoul and Tokyo must find a way to work together. Jung-soo starts us off.
On his second day in office, President Moon Jae-in spoke on the phone with the leaders of South Korea's two most important neighbors, China followed by Japan. South Korea's relationship with China has been tense in recent months due to the deployment of the U.S. missile defense system THAAD, which China sees as compromising its military interests. Presidents Moon and Xi began their conversation at around noon and spoke for about 40 minutes. The two quickly got down to major issues at hand, including the deployment of key components of the THAAD battery last month, as well as North Korea's nuclear weapons program. Regarding THAAD, President Moon reportedly asked Xi to consider easing the restrictions China has placed on South Korean companies in the country. He also told President Xi that the controversy over THAAD could be resolved much more efficiently if North Korea would stop its missile tests, the latest of which occurred less than 2 weeks ago. As for curbing North Korea's nuclear and military ambitions, both leaders agreed that they should be willing to negotiate with the regime, but also enforce sanctions if necessary. Moon also told Xi that he will soon send a special delegation to Beijing to discuss the issues of THAAD and North Korea. And just hours later, Moon spoke with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, where they promised to work on improving bilateral ties. Relations with Japan have been rocky despite an agreement reached between the two governments in 2015 regarding reparations for South Korean women forced into sexual slavery during Japan's colonial rule. Moon informed Abe that the majority of Korean people are not satisfied with the agreement, in which Japan declined to admit legal responsibility for the violation of those women and girls, and also refused to characterize the deal's transfer of some $8.3 million to the Korean government as compensation for the victims. Abe in return told Moon that the signed agreement should be respected, but also invited the South Korean president to visit Tokyo for further talks. Jung-soo, Arirang News.